Thank you, Gregor. Morning, Paul. What can you tell us about the lineup and your goalie plan for the next
Yeah,
two games?
same lineup. LB goes tonight.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Paul Stravevsky from NHL.com. Go ahead, Paul.
Morning, Paul. I just wanted to ask you what you think are the additional challenges of integrating a new player into the lineup during this strange COVID era. Something that's already pretty challenging as it is.
Yeah. A bigger challenge for us is might be our schedule. So we're going to finish here 17 of 22 on the road. And our players have been together an awful lot. You kind of always hear it's if you get to make a trade, it's great to go out on the road with them because the guys spend more time. Now we're meal room and hotel room and rink, so we're kind of, they're not together all the time. But when you're at home, you're rinking home, right? So there's no bus trips, all that. So you don't get to spend as much time with each other. So there's that social integration that you may miss out on a little bit. The hockey part of it. It's COVID is more schedule based because you just don't practice very much. So our timing turns out to be okay. We'll come back after the Toronto game. We won't skate Friday. We'll play Saturday, take Sunday off, but we'll get 2 days at the rink of practice, and we haven't had that. I don't know, early. That might have been February since we've had 3 days off. So. We'll get a little bit there, so that'll help us. That's the challenge, getting them into the game. We run some different things than Vancouver does. So, but that, I had that conversation with Jordy yesterday. He'll watch that tonight. He'll watch that tomorrow. Bring questions to the rink. We'll be able to take care of the hockey part. I mean, he's a veteran guy. 90% of the game is the same for every team, so he'll be able to figure that out.
We'll go next to Sean Reynolds from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Sean.
Thanks, Gregor. Hey, Paul. When do you need to solidify the lineup you want to see going into the playoffs, or is maybe the point of this season that you expect this to be a lineup you play with a lot right up to and even in the playoffs?
Well, the idea of that is based on health, right? So the first assumption is you're going to play with your lineup and everybody's healthy and you get to look at a bunch of different things. We've got tonight and then 8 games. The next 8 games will be played by its playoff teams. We'll get a look of, kind of the last run of probably combinations, assuming everybody stays healthy. New D pairings. So we'll take a look at a bunch of those guys, given it's almost an audition toward the end of what they can do together. And then assuming healthy, we try to tighten it up in the last little stretch.
Go back to Ken Weaver from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Weaver.
Paul, we often hear about teams trying to peak at the right time. What can you tell us about your list of priorities for the final 14 and how you hope to accomplish that goal?
There's only one priority, right? I think that's a Latin word. So we have 3 or 4 things that we've tried to establish over the course of the year that we'll just continue to monitor. And we've been good at it and I think getting better at it from our start. So that'll be it. The momentum concept. Yeah, you just want to feel good, right? You want to feel hopeful and good going into the playoffs. Whether you go on a good run or not, you got to make the playoffs first. And I know and I understand because of the gap we've been talking about playoffs. But part of the danger of talking about the playoffs all the time is you forget you're still in the regular season. The teams that you're playing are either fighting for their lives or trying to do what you're doing and get your game ready. So. Just want to feel good. And then there's still unknown here, Ken, right? When this thing ends, how long the gap's going to be from the end of the regular season to the start. We've got another morning skate canceled here and around the league here. So you may get a bigger pause than you think at the end of the regular season. So whether you're feeling good or you weren't, it'll all be forgotten by the time the puck drops on the first game of the playoffs. So I don't know. I think we're so much better off just looking at today, trying to be a good hockey team tonight.
I'll go back to Sean Reynolds from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Sean.
Hey, Paul, going back to the previous answer, you talked about not messing around, but trying out new D pairings. Is that a function of bringing Jordy in, or is that additioning some younger players, or is that both?
it's not even so much an addition. Gonna want to see players that I haven't seen a whole lot of against Toronto, against Edmonton, and against Montreal, and see what it looks like. It's not just the individual player, it's the combinations, it's the matchup, it's all those things. It's health and wellness for other players. So Jordy's new. We've got a couple other guys I haven't seen play a whole heck of a lot. I'd like to see them play a little bit. We got to win hockey games at the same time.